Hi everyone, it's a little bit chilly, it's the end of November, so I'm still outside having a bit of a forest school vibe. We're starting to get a bit cold, I might even get my coat on one of these days. What I'm doing today is a quick tutorial similar to when we did the wreaths of items that you might have lying around your home that you can recycle, or things that you might not have considered and you can make for festive decorations and things that you can have on your dining table, or things that you can maybe use at Christmas but also make for other times of the year as well, for other festivities and other celebrations. First thing I'm going to show you, which I'm quite pleased about, but in another way I'm not happy. I'm never happy with what I make. I've been talking to some people at school about salt lamps, and a friend of mine owns a animal feed and horse feed business, and she was selling quite a lot of salt licks to a person who had no animals. So I phoned him up and said, I know this is going to be a bit random, but what do you use them for? And he told me that he makes salt lamps and tea light holders. So I've given it a go, and these, excuse the bubble wrap because I'm convinced I'm going to break them, and I have broken quite a few I've been making, are some tea light holders that I've been making. As you can see, they're made of salt. I've been breaking them up and drilling the holes out and drilling the feet out. I must admit that I've made about 25 of them, but I've broken about another 10. So the local deer and the badgers and the foxes have had a really nice improvement to their mineral diet of late, because I've been chucking them over the fence and they've been eating them. And they come in various different colours. So what I did was I used a special drill bit about that big that normally used to make holes in cupboards, and I've drilled it out, and then I drilled the feet. I bought these little grommets online from Screwfix, and I have no idea what you would normally use them for, but there they are, tiny little grommets that they use. You can push them into the feet after I've drilled a hole. I figured that rubber, if I bought rubber feet, would probably be rotted because of the salt, so I've made that one, and a slightly lighter one which I quite like. According to online resources, I don't know whether it's true or what, the lighter they are the rarer the mineral. Oh, I don't know if that's true or not. And here's another one that I've started. You can see I've still got bits of salt in the bottom that needs cleaning out, and I got a bit distracted because I was on my phone and I drilled a hole all the way through, which was not a good thing. It will still work, but unfortunately the grommet that I was for falls out. So I've had to plan, and my trusty glue gun, it is hot, I'm going to fill it with glue, put it back safely, pop the grommet in. I'm going to tap it with my scissors and hopefully it won't shatter like a couple of others have. And there we go. One slightly wobbly, but I'm not going to use a hammer because I've worked hard enough on this. What I might do is wriggle that around and get it to fix. Ah yes, it's going in. Lovely. And that's one salt lamp. And what I'll then do, pop a little tea light holder in and give them to friends and family as little stocking fillers for Christmas. They've cost me, I think, around £30 for 50 kilos of Himalayan salt. So I don't think that's too bad for the amount that I've actually made. I'm going to put them safely in there. The box. So if you have one of those drills, then you can also get those salt licks from Pets at Home or the pet shops, and that's quite handy if you want to give that a little go, if you've got the right tools. What I will say is the tools are metal. Salt is corrosive, so clean your tools down properly and put a little layer of Vaseline or some WD-40 over them so that they don't start to rust. That's a really important tip. Second secondly, these in my quest for doing things on the cheap. This is bogwood, and it's really quite nice. You can see all the different rings of the tree, and it's wood that's been left in rotting old bogs in the Lake District and in Ireland, in peat bogs and all over the place, and you use them for aquariums so the fish can swim in and out. I've got quite a big lump in our aquarium, but these small bits are a bit faffy, and I thought, what can I do with these? So in true cheapskate fashion, these are called Christmas picks. Now, according to the label, they came from Wyvale Garden Centres, and we haven't had a Wyvale Garden Centre for quite some considerable time, but they were £2.50 and they were reduced to 10p each. Bargain. But I've obviously had them for quite a number of years, which isn't necessarily the most sensible thing. Use them if you've got them. So I kind of like this one. It was attached, right, and I've used my wire snips. I've snipped off the bottom. Whoops, juggle in there. And I'm going to make table decoration. I quite like that one because of the way it's going to sit. And I'm not sure, where shall I pop it? There. And then I could put something like a Merry Christmas sign or something. Hot glue gun again. Put lots on because it's going to be hidden anyway. Be careful with your fingers, because even a cool melt gun, as I have found to my cost, isn't as cool as you might think. You might be able to see some steam coming out at the moment. I'm going to hold this on and blow on it. And blow on it. And blow until the glue starts to harden. Crackle. And once the glue's set, you can then work out where you want all your decorations to go. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, quite happy with that. And then I can move these around so the robin is more prominent. And put another little bit of hot glue on there because I want that to stay put. Now I've decided where it's going to go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There. I think that would look quite festive on someone's windowsill or on your table, your coffee table at Christmas. What do you think? And now it's all firmly attached, you can just move these greenery bits and pieces around until you're quite happy with the way it's looking. Yeah. If you wanted to, you could put another couple of little bits and pieces there. But that, in true fashion, is now going nowhere. And you've got yourself a nice little table decoration. Simple, quick, and quite effective. It hasn't cost me much at all, because these were off pieces, and I think it was £7.50 for 1.5 kilos of bogwood, and it all came in lots of bits and pieces. Small bits were too small for the aquarium, so I've used them. So really that little bit has cost me about 20p all in total. Now every year in school, I don't know whether it's going to be happening this year, I wouldn't like to say because of everything else that's happening, but we do have a little Christmas lunch, and previously we've made Christmas crackers. And everybody keeps saying, how do you make them, Sue? How do you make them? So today I'm going to show you, because this is a cheap and easy way to hide a little Christmas present or have nice little personalised Christmas crackers on your table on your Christmas lunch. What I used to do when my children were small, I used to make loads of them, and on the 12 days of Christmas, instead of an advent calendar, they would have pink ones and blue ones so they know whose was whose and they wouldn't be fighting. And they would take their own cracker off the tree, and they didn't know what was going to be in there, and they have all these little presents. There might be, my son was into Warhammer, so there might have been a Warhammer toy in there, or my little girl was getting a bit older, there'd be hair bobbles, little lip balm, sometimes sweets, sometimes little jokey things like ladybird bugs, plastic joke worms and snakes, and all sorts of weird and wonderful things that occupied them, let's say. So you're either going to need 1 kitchen roll or 2 toilet rolls. What I've done to ensure that these are safe and sterilised, I put 6 small ones in a microwave and blast them for 40 seconds. Be careful because they will be hot when you get them out. Or 3 of these, 40 seconds. And that kills any bacteria that may be in there. So the first thing you do, if you're going to use your toilet roll, cut one in half and leave the other one whole. See, this is live, there's no heat one I did earlier. Doesn't matter if it's uneven. Or again, kitchen roll, one in half, and then you cut the half in half. Push them back out and you have your tubes. You then need some tissue paper. This is some tissue paper. You can see it's not the newest, and it doesn't matter if it's new or not. It really, really does not matter. This is from, I think it was a shoebox, if I'm honest. Okay, I've got 2 sheets, so I'm going to put one in my box so it doesn't blow away, because although it seems like it's not breezy, that's obviously a little breeze there. Let's have a look. Yeah. What you need to do is measure your tubes. That looks okay. You need to leave a gap. What's actually probably better is do it lengthways. Yes, you're going to have a little bit left over on the ends, but you know you've definitely got enough. So, glue stick. And you run your glue along the end, completely along the end. Right, a little bit of a breeze there. Alright, put that back. I'll need that again in a minute. And you put your tube in the centre, on the end, and another one on the end. So it looks kind of like that. Doesn't look like much at the minute, does it? I know. Oops, that's fallen off. I'll stick that back on in a moment. Can my glamorous assistant please help me? Thank you. There we go. You'd be doing this indoors, so you wouldn't. Well, you might still have a glamorous assistant, but he probably wouldn't need to help you. Right, so there it is. Now, what am I going to put in? We can put in some toiletries. Again, you can get these, especially if you've got a young one who's, if anything like my son didn't want to get washed, you can get those tiny little travel size Lynx aftershaves and all sorts of things. Shove them in and they love them. Right, so you can put one of those in. You could put a joke book. You can put, what's this? Doctor Who micro figure. It fits in. Just like that. You could also put, if you're into crystals, fossils, if your auntie's coming for Christmas lunch and she likes her candles, you could pop a nice little Yankee candle in there. Basically anything you like, as long as it fits in. Some little sweets. I found some online jokes, so I've cut some of these out. I'll read this one to you because it's going to go in. What did the beaver say to the tree? My glamorous assistant, can you guess?
Nope.
Oh, nice knowing you. Okay, that's definitely going in. That's definitely going in, never to be seen again. Right, and then we start our roll. Quite tight. And you just roll it. And you roll. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit scrunched up, it's fine. And then glue stick. Glue stick. Get to the end. Still doesn't look much like a cracker, does it, folks? But it will very shortly. Put that back on because knowing my luck, this will fall onto the garden and I'll end up with grass in it. Right, we also need a bit of ribbon. Now, this is the only ribbon I could find first thing this morning, but it's a bit thick. So, if you have thin ribbon, that's lovely. If you haven't, here's a little trick. And this happens with all sorts of gift ribbons. So you can rip it to whatever thickness you want. Those are fine for me at the moment. Then I'm going to tuck the ends in so that nothing falls out. These don't crack, by the way, unless you say crack. You can buy the snaps, you can buy them online, but I don't. Right, and here we go. Twist, 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 twist. Now it's looking like a cracker. And then, still a bit thick. There we go. And so these don't come unravelled, because I know some children in my household would have unravelled these, saw what the presents were, and then decided which one they wanted in beforehand, which was a bit naughty. Oh, twist it so it's going nowhere. That's why we need the gap, so that the tissue paper doesn't tear. Okay. Now, if you've seen my Christmas wreath video, you'll know that I had some nice green paper. So these are the offcuts. Going to get a fairly thin one. Glue again, just a little bit. Fasten it back on. And glue it round. Just to give it a little bit of decoration. You can do whatever you like with it. Absolutely whatever you like. That fits nicely round. Yeah, that'll do. And then to make it a little bit more festive, I've got a little felt Santa, but you can put, what else have I got? Actually, that's quite nice. I'm going to put a star on instead. I'm not going to put Santa on. Sorry, Santa. You've got the sack. And I'm going to use again my hot glue. This is just a piece of plastic that I cut into star shapes. You can see from the back that's what it originally was, and I put a sticker on the front. Put a glue on there, stick it on. I'm going away, out of my way, and then what I'm going to do is curl my ribbon. Obviously, if you don't want to curl it, you can trim it, you can do whatever you like. And these are nice little activities that you can do with your young people at home. Keep them occupied and keep them busy, and let them join in with the Christmas decorations. So there we have a little cracker. Hope you've enjoyed my tutorials, and I hope to see you again soon. Stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.